and fellow gamers, my name is Games4Kicks and welcome back to Empyrion. Today we're gonna take a little side tour from our current episodes. Okay, so I will go back to Shu, don't worry about it. This is just something that was going through my mind. What is a very good start? And what do people in general find a good start? Yeah, so now I only know Akua at the moment, so I'm gonna go with the fact that I'm on Akua. Yeah, so if you are on Akua, and I will also make a video of that unless they change it again, on the other planets that you can start. Yeah, on Omicron. So as this says, this planet has survival status recommended for experienced players. So if you're a beginner player and you start on Akua, what they recommend is because you can breathe air, yeah? But I'm going to make this video about what is a very good start. So what can you focus on to get straight away protected, get the basic experience up in the beginning, and what to focus on to get you set up for good experience and for a good start, basically. Okay, so now obviously some minimal luck is involved that you don't get immediately attacked by a drone or you land right beside a factory. Yeah, but let's get started. Let's have a look what we think, or what I think is a very good start. Now I'm no expert, I haven't looked at other videos and I didn't want to get influenced. I wanted to use what I know to show what a good beginning is. Okay, and in this case, the beginning is a bit tougher because we landed in water, which is actually good because we need water. We have our helmet on, so let's exit out of this and let's take everything out of our pod because we don't really need that pod. You can't really disassemble it anyway, as far as I know. I wanted to try, but I failed because let's see where we're close to an island. Okay, let's try to get to the mainland at least, where the iron deposit is. And I'm assuming that when you land, you're gonna, first thing you do is take all your stuff out of your pod. Hopefully you're not as unlucky as me, and straight away go and find a location close to water. And deposit's not as important, but if you can, if you're lucky enough to have something spawn beside you, great. Now, when you finally get to your starting location, the first thing you want to do is obviously get your guns out. Now, nothing should be really attacking you, to be honest, yeah? Because the only predators really that you have to worry about on this planet beside the drones is that will viciously attack you regardless of what you do, is going to be the flower monsters. And as far as I know, they only spawn at night. So you don't really have anything to worry about. Now, we don't really need to worry about oxygen for now. I just placed it down to get it out of the way. Now, what you want to do is immediately pick things up that will spoil. Okay, so we picked up a pixie stock bundle, for example, that will spoil and has a perish time of 24. These cobra leaves also have, I think, a small perish time, 49. It doesn't matter because we don't need it right now. This is just to get you a little bit prepped ahead, that as you look for a location, you might as well pick. Don't bother with picking up coffee yet, because it's not gonna perish and you need it later on for really fast leveling, like coffee and all these things. Look at this, okay, this starting location actually wasn't too bad, yeah? We already reached level 2 because of all the things we explored, yeah? So, but never mind that. So let's take your flattening tool right away and make a nice flat area that you want to start building at. We're not gonna build a base right away. What we're gonna do is we're going to take our flattening tool and crop out the area we're interested in. So we go probably a bit lower. Again, pick things up instead of destroying them that will perish. And okay, yeah, instead of destroying it, we might as well pick it up. And yeah, here we go. So let's make this area flat. While you make this area flat, just get a general area in your head that you want to use, because it's very important where you place your first constructor, the temporary one. You want to preferably place it inside or inside the perimeters of your base, like near your base. Okay, so if we're gonna flatten this area here, we might want to build our constructor part of that level. So let's put the constructor here. Okay, let's put it here and start with crafting, so we're not running out of time. So we're gonna put that guy here and immediately put everything in for the moment. Yeah, the first thing you want to do is you need to craft a fuel tank, a small generator, a large constructor. You already have the core, and you want a base starter, but you do not want to place the base just yet, okay? So I already have calculated all these things that you need. To make these 3 things, what you're gonna have to do is you need 32 electronics. And you're going to need 60 metal components, which means 30 because you get 2 per craft. You're going to need 33 cables. Cables always give you 2 as well per craft, so you need 33. So what you need is 10, and then 15 is 30, and we need 34 because we can't make 1, so we're gonna have 1 spare. Then we need 7 pipes. Now pipes need metal plates, so let's not worry about them for now. What you also need is 8 control devices. So the control devices, let's turn this on while we talk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 control devices you need, yeah? Then you need pipes, but as pipes need metal plates as well, each pipe needs 2 metal plates. So what you do for the moment is, before we worry about... Okay, I just gave him a bit of fright. Before we worry about anything else, we need metal plates, yeah? Don't worry about building your base yet. You don't really care about that yet, because as soon as you build your base, and correct me if I'm wrong, people who know better, as far as I know, drones will not attack you unless you start building a base. So let's not worry about the base. You're gonna need about 94 blocks to build a very basic compound, yeah? Approximately 100 blocks, if, you know, give or take. So it's about 100 blocks, yeah? And that is 200 metal plates. You need 14 metal plates for your pipes. So it's 214. You get 10 metal plates for each craft. So this is 100, this is 200, and you're gonna get 210 and make 220. Okay, so 220 metal plates you do. Once this is all queued up, don't worry about anything, leave that running, just queue up the pipes as well for now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're gonna continue on this in a second. So what you want to do now is you want to start, while this is crafting, flattening the area that you want to build your base. Now again, be very careful not to get too close to your constructor flattening it, because it will destroy it and make it disappear. So while this is all crafting in the background, we're gonna continue cropping out our area. And while we do that, we get experience. Of course, this is not gonna be the best experience you're gonna get from the start, but it needs to be done, yeah? This area needs to be leveled. Now, I happen to be in a more hilly area, so I'm gonna have to have a little bit more work to do to get this all leveled up. I think this may be big enough, so let's just go back here, and let's get rid of the little dents. There we go. So this should be a big enough area to start with for our base. Now, again, let's go back and see how this is doing, because... Oh, let's not go towards the constructor, always away from the constructor. Now, what you want to try and do is get to level 3 before you finish with all this. Yeah, because what you want immediately to do is, the first thing right here and then is when you get to level 3, is get the cannon turret. Because you want to have that ready to go basically the moment you build your base. The moment you put that base down, start building up the walls and the roof, you want to get that cannon turret. So that's why I'm not placing the base now, and that will give you the best start, because I'm assuming you're new to this game and you need the help, that you cannot pistol down a drone. Now, once you get a bit more experience, you don't worry about the drones too much, you don't need the cannon turret. That extra step can be put off for later, because you can just gun them down with your pistol. Really not that difficult, to be honest. So while we do that, the best thing is collect. Now you can start collecting things that stack. Each time you collect something, you get 20 experience, yeah? What you want to collect is the coffee, because coffee stacks and it gives you experience, and we can use it later for very fast leveling. The other thing you want to stack, which doesn't expire or perish, is these guys, because you need them later to make food. Okay, which is the fibers. In their stack as well, they don't perish. Now, on perishable items, what you want to look out for, also these guys here, pick them up, you need them for medical kits, yeah, and they're stuck as well, they don't perish, which is always good. Now, you do need to pick up some perishable items. You have 2 choices. Either you're gonna pick up some copra leaves, or, yeah, more copra leaves, or more... I don't know, whatever the other thing was, a stalk, or you get some aloe vera. Aloe vera you can usually find, here you go, here's some aloe vera. But again, aloe vera I would leave alone for now, because again we can use this for fast leveling later. Yeah, pick up some more copra leaves and then leave the Akua fruit for now, because again, not only does it give you food, but it also perishes. So if you have Akua fruit near you, leave it alone for now, because we also need it later for faster leveling. If you're hungry and to conserve on emergency rations, pick up corn dogs. They do perish, but they also give you 50 food, so they're very good in the beginning while you do things to eat. So we have our starting area kind of flattened out. I think that it is pretty flat. I don't think there's any dents in it. We'll see when we try to place the base. Now, what you want to do is you want to make sure that this is still running. Now, there's currently an animation glitch where it doesn't show you that it's running while you have it open. It just shows you when one is done and moves it over. So what we can do now is look at what is it we need to craft these components. Now, I have all the base components lined up here. What you will need for some of these, this one only takes base components, for example. This one will take base components. When I say base components, this is what I mean by base components. Metal pieces, control devices, glass plates, cables, metal components. These things, basically, all they need is resources, basic resources, your ingots. They don't rely on other components. Meanwhile, pipes, computers, motors, capacitor devices, and reactors need other components to be crafted themselves. And that's why I say focus on the base components first. Get them all done. Now, I already calculated ahead of time. I know, for example, a reactor core that you need for the small generator needs a motor. So I already calculated the resources you need for all the motors, you need for all that in the basic resource count that I queued up here. So what we now need is this one here, and this one will in total need 3 motors, yeah? So what we're gonna queue up is 3 motors after that. These 3 motors cannot be built right now, but once you have all this done, they will be able to be built, yeah? Then you want to queue up 2 capacitor devices, because you need them for your reactor here, for your, not for your reactor, for your generator. So then we need, after we build this, we can build the reactor core. And that is all the base resources, including the base components, including the components that need these base components that you need to craft these 3 items. That's everything you need. So let me just see, we actually only needed 7 pipes. So let's remove one. You just pause it and then left mouse click here. So that was an error on my behalf. Sorry about that. Now, what we can queue up immediately, because we have still 2 slots left, we can queue up this and the small generator. And then as soon as this is finished, we can queue up the large generator, and that's it. We can leave this alone now. We don't have to worry about this now. We can go explore the island, use our tools to get some more resources, you know, and just have a good time. Now, if you happen to be, what you can do for safety reasons, you could store this all in the constructor as well if you want. That's absolutely fine. Things will still perish inside there as well, so because it's not a fridge, so don't worry about it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna explore the island in the meantime while this is crafting, and then come back when it's nearly finished. Now, if it gets dark before you finish all this, don't worry about it. It's fine. It's you should not be able to not get attacked. The only thing that might spawn near you is the flower guys, which are the plants that will attack you, but they take about 1.5 rounds. So just make sure you don't have your jetpack on, but you have your sprint on, so you can basically walk backwards, shoot at them, and then reload, and while you reload, sprint, holding down shift. Okay? Because they shouldn't be faster than you when you're sprinting. So you just keep collecting things, gaining experience as you collect more items. You know, go around 20 experience every time. And in the beginning, you need very little experience to level. So you can see here, we're gonna get to level 3 very quickly. Okay, so I just hit level 3, and that was mainly because of the digging there. Also, I forgot to tell you to take your helmet off, which is by default the U key, which you can see here. If you press U, you take your helmet off. Take it off or it will waste the oxygen you have in your helmet, and then when you need it in the water for whatever reason, you're screwed. So one thing I forgot to queue up, and again, it's no big deal. Yeah, so we just basically get rid of these two. Yeah, and these guys will still all work. We forgot to hook up the computers. You see, these guys need computers. This guy needs 2 computers, and this guy needs 2 computers as well. Now, we already crafted the control devices for it and the basic components, so all you really need to do is queue up 4 computers before you build your... Well, the small fuel tank doesn't really matter, but you queue up the small fuel tank, small generator, and large constructor. So all this should now work flawlessly unless I counted something wrong. Okay, which I don't think I did. Yeah, I apologize about the computers. Like, people who watched this video knew that it was probably saying, dude, you forgot the computers. And the problem is this, is if you have a building queue, for the people who are new to this, if any of these parts don't have the resources needed to be built, all of the rest of the queue gets deleted, yeah? So it's kind of a gamble. So if I, for example, don't build enough pipes now, or motors, this reactor core, when it gets to that, it says, oh, I can't build it. It won't move on to the next item to build it. It will just delete everything that you had queued up, which is a bit of a pain. And of course, the game is an alpha, and these things will obviously be fixed. And once you have an advanced constructor, you don't need to worry about all this anymore. So we have our metal plates for our pipes and for our blocks. Now, what we can do already is we can queue up already all the blocks we need, which is, in this case, 200 blocks. So 200 blocks. And we need... Oh, sorry, 100 blocks. I was looking at the resources needed to craft it. So it's 100 blocks. And we need also maybe a few of those guys, like, but we'll see that. That's not something we definitely need. So you build 100 blocks, and with the core in there in 8 blocks, you can now build the base starter. Now, as we are level 3 now, while this is all crafting away, here you can see it's needing the computers and the capacitor devices, which will be crafted here. So this will then be enabled to be crafted once the reactor is crafted. This still needs 2 computers, which are going to be crafted here, and everything seems to be hopefully working. So we seem to have crafted the right amount of resources, and I didn't miscount anything. Now, what we can focus on while this is crafting, we can now focus on, because we're level 3, saying, hey, we want a cannon turret, okay? And we just unlock it. You still have 20 points. Don't worry about anything else yet. What do we want? We already have the food processor, which is what we need next. So in the moment, I don't see the need to take anything else. We wait until the 100 blocks are finished. What you can do, again, it is nighttime. All you really do is place a light somewhere, take that flashlight with you. Don't explore too far away from where you want to start. So let's place this light here, and let's point it at our hole here, and in my case I will just continue doing that until I run out of ammunition or whatever, drill charges. And in your case, if you want to stay close by, don't drift too far. You know, maybe if you want to attempt to kill a monster, you can do that as well, but that's up to you. That's your own risk. If you want to play it safe, don't attack anything, just stay right here by your constructor and wait for it to finish all these things to be crafted. So, it's still the middle of the night, and everything is finished. Now, don't worry if you can't find what's crafted, don't panic. A lot of things were queued up, so just scroll down and you can find them here. So, let's get everything into our inventory, especially our... Why did we only 92 blocks? Oh yeah, of course, because 8 of them were used for the base starter kit. Duh. So... we need probably more blocks, just a few more. So what I might actually do, I forgot to take the 8 into account. So what I might, oh actually no I didn't, because this is the 2 blocks that I was missing, 94, there you go. So, God, it's counted it exactly. Okay, so this is your 94 blocks. Now, the way I've planned it out is probably a bit saturated. You can build a smaller base, but I wanted to make sure the crowing plots are part of that, okay? So what you do is, now that you have everything, you I don't know if it's smart to start building in the middle of the night. I actually don't know if you get attacked within the first night if you build, or the next night by the drones, but hey ho, we try it out now, and if all else fails, then you're just gonna have to wait until the next night. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna place the base. Now we created a new base. We are going to turn the jetpack on for a second. Now it is very dark, so I'm gonna try to get that light over to you guys and see if I can get that position somehow. The light is very annoying. It doesn't usually like to go where you want it, so, or point to where you want it. So let's see if that works. Yeah, no, that's not it. Okay, I don't really want to spend hours trying to place that light. Okay, I think this might be it. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay, so what you want to do is these things, you need to start thinking about a farm pretty much straight away. Okay, so go to this side where there's more space and place the two guys right here. Okay, so attach them to your base. Don't worry about the light yet. So what you want to do now is you want to go around your base and build a wall right around here. Oh yeah, left click places the block. If you're very new to this, left click places the block like so. But if you left and hold and then walk, it moves it into a direction. If you move then over here with your mouse while you hold it, it will build it wherever you want to build it. Okay? In this case, we only need to build it up to here. There we go. Now, you want to leave the third space free because that is where growing plots work best in a 3x3 arrangement. You don't have a 3x3 yet. So what you want to do is you want to build out, imagining you have the 3, okay? So another one, and then we have the 3 here, and then the wall, okay? Now I know there's a mountain and it's in the way, but don't worry about that for now. So this will be a number 3 here. So what you're gonna do is you're going to take this block from the side, drag it across all the way here, and that here will be your 3x3 area now. Okay, your outer corners are these, which you're gonna build 3 high. Okay, so let me see. It's very hard aiming, so let's go up here. There you go. Just hold the mouse and drag it up. You make it 3 high, not too high, because the roof will be the third one. So this will be your ceiling. Okay, now the same in this corner here. You're gonna... Is something attacking us? No. You're gonna make this 2 blocks high, like 3 blocks high. 1, 2, 3. Okay, then you can connect these to give you some idea where you're gonna go. Again, same here. 1, 2, 3. And here as well, on that corner. Yeah. Now be careful when you place the blocks, because you cannot remove them until you have a repair tool. Okay, so be very careful placing your blocks. If you do this wrong, you're gonna have to use more resources to make more blocks. So now this is our basic framework for our base. Okay, so now the light is still coming in. What I'm gonna do is how long is morning away? Okay, morning is still 7 hours away, which is a bit of a pain, but I think we have enough light for this. So what you want to do is finish the roof. Again, drag. You can also, if you want advanced placing blocks, you can hold down the mouse and drag, and then hold down the control key and try to drag it into the corner you want to end up, because that will create a plane. Okay, that will create multiple rows, a plane of blocks. Okay, and then let go the mouse. So this is your basic framework. Okay, now what you want to do as well straight away right off the bat is, as you can see here, we have the core here. The core needs to be protected. That's why you want to get the walls around. Yeah, we also want to get our constructor down pretty much right away. We want to get our fuel tank down. and our small generator. Now, what you have to think about is where do you want to come into your base, okay? This, I would recommend to be the back of your base for now, yeah? And I would put a wall here. Okay, not all the way, maybe, yeah, well, all the way through. And let's drag a wall here. And let's drag a wall here. Again, you might be better off putting that on a big screen, yeah? And I would probably recommend to come in through here, okay, through this side. So that way you can build a wall here as well. Let me get the torch out. There you go. And to get up, that's what I made this little slope for. That extra slope. And you just turn it with the end and home keys. You can turn one way. With the page down and page up keys, you can rotate another way. And with the delete and insert keys, you can rotate another way. It doesn't always rotate the same direction with the buttons, in the sense of sometimes home and insert actually does this type of rotation, and that depends on which angle you're looking at in the block. But again, once page down does nothing you want, just press page up, it does the opposite of page down. End will always do the opposite of home and vice versa, and delete always the opposite of insert. Place the block here, and now you have a nice little ramp to walk into your base. Now I'm gonna wait for daylight so I can show you properly the rest of the base. Alright, it's daylight now, so you can see now what I've actually done. So basically it is, I think it is an 8 long, so let's just count this. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the hole, 7 for the hole, and 8. So it's an 8 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? So when you put your thing down, your core, it's only 3 around, okay? It's a 3 by 3, yeah? That's why a 3 by 3 perfectly beside it for your future crop is very important, yeah? Now, you don't have any more crops, so you just leave that blank. That's absolutely fine. Now, you want to obviously place your constructor somewhere logical. You want to, let's put the generator in the back here. Yeah, let's put it here. It's up to you really how you want to do that. That's not part of the guide. You can do that wherever, whichever way you want really. That's up to you. So I'm gonna put my fuel tank here. I'm gonna put, I don't have anything on me. I have that in this constructor. And then we're gonna put another block here. And we can now... Yeah, we can leave that. Well, we close that. We close these 3 anyway. So I leave a gap here simply to get some natural light in, and in line with the whatchamacallit here. And that's it. So, and then we can put one here. So we have like 2 windows here if we want to. Great, that's all the blocks used. Now, this is enough room for when we make more. Now we have to extend obviously the base once we want to put a food processor in, etc, etc. So what we can do for the moment, we can put our constructor. You can put your constructor anyway. If you want, you can even put it on the wall above this. Yeah, it's up to you where you want to place it. Now, I personally place mine just here now. Okay, and that's it. And now, with this constructor, you can now build the next thing you need, and that's why I asked you to learn right off the bat the cannon turret, because we're gonna take all this stuff out now. There you go. And I'm just gonna eat this. Yeah, you wouldn't be in that situation. Now, don't forget, I waited a lot longer than you will have to because I wanted it to be daylight so you can see anything. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna put this in. Oh yeah, you want to use this constructor out there for the Promethium you have, because while you do other things, you can just make loads of fuel packs. It uses 10 pallets, so you make 35 of those. That will use up all these, but it will make 70 fuel packs, which will last you quite a while. So that should definitely get you going. So just put all the fuel packs in here for now. That's absolutely fine. So you can see then when you look at your core, we can now switch it on with the Y key, or when we press P, we can turn it on and off here. Yeah. And you can see what you have in there. You can see how much power you have left. You have 21 minutes of power left. So it shows you everything that you have in it. Now your large constructor, you want to dump all that in now that you build, and what I usually do is I use that constructor for continuing to do things like the iron ore, for example, to do that and just craft some iron ore and or whatever other ore I get, while I can then focus on crafting more things with this. So what we want to focus with this now, and we're going to do that in the next guide video, which is not going to be tomorrow, it's probably going to be a couple of days, where I'm going to go ahead and say, okay, what is now important to start growing here, and how do we expand very quickly with the food processor? And that's what gets us then into the XP farming, because we can actually gain incredible fast XP with farming, believe it or not. So, which again, I haven't watched any other videos. I don't know if other people have other ideas. Now, this is for new players mainly. People who are experienced, they just basically kill every single animal they see, and they will level up through that way. Okay, which is also a very good option because it gives you also meat. Now, I'm gonna leave this video here. This should be a very good intro, especially to new people, how you can get set up, how you can get a nice protected base. Now, you will get attacked by drones probably in the first night now once you build that, and that's why it's important to start working on the cannon turret next. But until then, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, remember to kick that like button in the arse like a gaming ninja, and I hope I see you guys in the next video. Until then, viel Spaß and happy gaming.